Hey guys, how you doing? Mowers and Blowers here again. Today I'm going to show you how to easily change your oil in your two-stage, or they call it dual-stage, snowblower. So today we're going to be using this Yard Machines 5.5 horsepower, 24-inch. It's a very common size. 524 is what they call it, or 5524. And in one of my videos, you guys would see that I got this actually for free. Had a whole bunch of small problems, you know, which I corrected pretty quickly, actually, with spare parts as well. So now this thing runs like a champ. But, you know, checking the oil, it had, like, strange consistency, you know. It wasn't black, it wasn't gray, it wasn't clear for sure, but it looked sort of brownish. So, I'm going to do a quick oil change on this, and basically, with snowblowers, there is no oil filter. This is the reservoir, which leads into the engine casing, where all the oil is on the very, very bottom. It's kind of messy if you don't take care of it, and you'll see what I do. So basically, we're just going to loosen this bolt here, and tilt it, and drain all the oil into a container. So as you see, I took an old t-shirt here and put it on the floor, just so it won't make a mess. And I put like a small little container there. It should be about a quart, so that ought to do it. So I'm going to loosen this bolt right now. So sometimes it's a pain, because when you turn this one counterclockwise to loosen, that whole shaft moves along with it. So you have to take some kind of monkey wrench type pliers and hold that in place while you turn this one with a wrench. So it just did it. Got it off. It's kind of a pain, you know. I don't know why they make it so difficult, you know. But let's see that oil come out. Damn it. Alright, I'm going to tilt it. Messy. I want to try to tilt it as much as I can while holding the camera and getting this thing to move a little bit to the left so that this auger engagement thing doesn't get in the way of that bolt. See that? There we go. Circus in here. What the hell? There we go. It's dripping slowly, but it's pretty brown. Tilt this as much as I can. Anyway, I'll spare you the drip. So anyway, got it on its ass, so it's just slowly dripping out, you know. So it's filled up about a third of that canister, and it's just slightly dripping. For you OCD nuts out there, you can kind of pull it just a little bit to help it along, just to get every morsel of that oil out, but don't pull it too hard, because that's the whole point of it having oil, right? Is to prevent friction on the metal components. Anyway, it's just dripping now, so I think that's good. There you go. Now we'll just put this reservoir cap back on and tighten it a decent amount, you know, not tremendously difficult so that it's almost impossible to get it off next time. Just, you know, maybe 15 or 20 foot-pounds of torque. If you do this enough, you'll kind of know how much to do it. So, see how loose that reservoir thing is? about right. Yeah, that's good. Not too tight. Anyway, clean that up, and we're gonna go get some fresh 10W30. Over here in the front of the engine, loosen the dipstick. I'm taking it out, lay it on its side there, and kind of cover this area up with some an old t-shirt again. Get yourself a funnel, stick it in there, and some 10W30. This Super Tech stuff was cheap. I think this whole thing was like $12. That's 5 quarts. $12, 5 quarts. It's less than $3. Way less than $3 a quart. That's a pretty good deal. So I'll just dump in what looks like I took out earlier, and then check the levels, and then fill as needed. Now 10W30 is a little bit thicker than the conventional motor oil you put into your car. The conventional one is either synthetic or 10W40. So 50 just adds a little bit more of thickness to the oil for the rapid viscosity of small engines. And that basically saves it a little bit more. Anyway, so it just slowly trickles in there. It's like watching paint dry. So sometimes when you fill it up to the level and then you start your snowblower, some other parts will suck up that oil, such as the piston area, and take the level down again. So then when you shut it off and then you put the dipstick back in there again, it's going to show a level that's slightly lower than the add line, you know? So basically, while I'm filling it a little, I'll pull this very slowly just to allow certain parts of the engine to get some of that oil, you know? And then when I fill it to the full line, it'll be right on balls accurate. Really easy to pull, man. It's like you got oil in there. I'm going to check the level now. So it's tough to gauge because, oh, there we go. Because you have oil still dripping, but it looks like the lowest part is just a smidgen below that add line. So I'm going to add maybe 2 or 3 more times on that funnel, and that ought to be good. So, look how clear that oil is. So that's right halfway between the add and the full, which I like to do it. Well, I check it all the time, and sometimes it doesn't run well when you overfill it, and they tell you not to overfill it. So right in the middle of that okay, that's A-okay. To warm it up, sounds great. You can really tell the difference the way it sounds before the oil change and after the oil change. It's a lot smoother with the new oil change. Quieter too. That throttles all the way down to idle. Runs great. And that's it. That's how you do an oil change for your snowblower. Yes, it says almost 10 minutes on this video, but you know, in actuality, it took about 15-20 minutes. Like I said, it's like watching paint dry, you know. That oil just trickles down, drip by drip. So anyway, see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.